Please do not post your referral code in the comment section below. Otherwise, you'll only get normal cards from your card packs. Hey guys, this is Jaybo785. We're going to be talking about the new 5th Evo update and how that's going to affect the prices of cards and how that's going to affect you as a competitor in the game in events. So far, there have only been a few cards that have actually been released that have a 5th Evo status, and I'm going to be talking to you about those individually and what you can do. I'm also going to be talking about in this video some alternative to your typical cards. Like people used to run 5 of the same attack card or 5 of the same defense card. It's all alternatives that you can use to replace those cards, and the prices that are affecting the bazaar system and what to look for and possibly what to invest in. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to be talking about the New Year's booster box sets to begin with. I don't spend money on this game for a very good reason. There's been some major issues with this game since I've started playing back in April, or possibly even a little bit earlier than that. And from what I've seen, this is a game that doesn't necessarily care about its customers, it cares about making profit. And you can definitely see that and tell that from the recent events that have taken place. You know, the skill effect update of, less of the chance of those skill effects going off if you have the same card. I think that's a good update. I'm not necessarily happy about it, because it does definitely change the factor of the game. Makes a lot of cards worthless, makes the cards a lot more expensive that were worthless. And, it hurts the veteran players that have taken the time, the opportunity, and the money to get 5 of the same type of cards. But that being said, if you are going to spend money on this game, I suggest that you educate yourself. So this is what's coming out, and this is what's available. Of course, the whatchamacallit set is already out, the Mad Hatter set. So, you already are probably familiar with like the Jabberwocky and the Queen of Hearts and whatnot. I'm going to be talking about that in a little bit more depth. But these are basically all the old sets that have already come out. So depending on what your realm is and what you're needing for your deck, this is probably a good choice or a good way to figure out what set you should buy. For instance, if your Demon Realm, Dark Dragon is probably one of the best cards I've seen. Massive boost to Demon's attack and defense, so good defense, good attack card. For Banquet for Beast, if you're in between like me, I need a good attack card, and I also need a good defense card to replace one of those Paladins. Monster Summoning Mimi is probably one of the best man cards out there, and it's pretty damn expensive too. And then scrolling down, take a look through these cards. Massive boost to God's attack and defense, God Realm. And then scroll down again, Harper's Ariat, massive boost to Man's God, and massive boost to Man and God's attack, which unfortunately has less of a boost than just an attack or just a single realm gets more of a boost than a multi-realm, and if it's just attack rather than attack and defense, it gets a bigger boost. So be kind of aware of that when you're looking for skill cards, okay? Also, I like the fact that it gives out 25 holy powders, which is probably the best thing you're going to get out of these damn card packs. But, buyer beware. And 3 times the chance of SR up, that basically means that you have right under or right around a 1% chance of getting an SR or SSR card. So, beware of that. And don't think that, hey, 10 times the chance I'm going to get one. You probably won't. So, let's go ahead and move on and talk about these 5th card Evos, okay? I like Man Realm, that's what I'm most familiar with, but of course, guys, there's going to be a God or Demon Realm version of this, so just replace the name of that card with this, okay? So, Gina Arc is an SSR base or legend card when it's evoed, compared to the Lancelot, which is an SR base and then an SSR rare. A great boost to Man is a defense 15% boost compared to a massive boost to defense all, which is still a 15% boost. And that's kind of why I wish Rage of Bahamut would clarify their stats. Gina Arc seems like a much better skill, but it's actually the same as the Lancelot. But being an SSR base or a rarity legend for its final form, getting that card's skill effect up is going to be much harder and much more expensive. So, before I start talking about these card stats, And if you should go for that 5th Evo or so on and so forth, is it worth it? Let me give you an example of mine, okay? Currently, my best card in my defense deck is a Lancelot, skill level 8. It's cost me a lot of money, a lot of time, and a lot of cards to get to that level. And honestly, without the help of my other order members, it would have never happened, okay? So as you all know, for every skill level it gets a 1% chance boost of going off more often, unless it's in the first slot, which is guaranteed 100%. And it does 1 more percentage damage of attack or defense, okay? So, if you scroll down, and if you take a look at the 5-1 or 7-9 Evo status, okay, which I honestly think that rather than 7-9, maybe they've been a 5-9, guys. And what I mean by that is if you have a proper 4-7, and then if you have one more card that's a proper 1-1, so it's another card, which would make it a 5, and then another max, which would make it an 8. So there's your 5-8, and then you smash those together, okay, and then max it one more time, you have a 5-9 rather than a 7-9, so I think that's kind of weird. You can check out its stats, and from what I've seen on all these cards, guys, doing a 7-9, or what I would guess is actually a 5-9, okay? So you have Bahamut, you have Genie, you have Odin, Lancelot, Ancient Elf, Tiamat, and that's just the cards released so far, guys. It seems to me that it's always a 15% boost. Now, let me give you an example of why I say that, okay? So, we have a proper 4-7, which is 20,186, okay? And then we have a proper 7-9, or what I'm guessing is actually 5-9, and that's 23,163. So going to the calculator, 23,000 divided by 20 equals 1.15, which is actually a 15% boost. So if you're wondering, is it worth it? It's going to probably be a 15% boost to either the attack, it's both to the attack and defense, but really, if you're looking at these cards, you're only looking for it in your attack deck or your defense deck. It's going to be a 15% boost more for that. And then if you start looking at a 1631 Evo, which I really don't recommend doing, it's only a few points higher. So you can see from the 7-9, 23,163, 23,738. So only 600 points more for doubling the amount of cards. So it's extremely expensive and honestly probably not worth it. Unless you're like the number 1 or top 100 ranked players, and you have the best 5 cards for your attack and the best 5 cards for your defense deck, and you're honestly only looking to replace one of those cards, that's probably a 7-9 with a 1631. That's the only way I can justify it, guys. And honestly, even then, you should probably just save that HP to compete in new events. Alright, so, is it worth it for me to buy an extra Lancelot? Which, guys, just to show you how bad the market is, how unregulated it is people were dumping Lancelots, and you could get them for 85 HP or less. And this update came out, and now they're back up to 150 or more. Okay, that's just how crazy the market is. The best thing to invest in, honestly, is just save your HP. Okay, so is it worth it for me to reduce my skill level back to level 1 to get a 15% defense more? Not at the time. Honestly, for the extra 150 HP, and for the amount of cards that it would take me to get that card skill level back up to level 8, it's worth me to invest in other cards to boost up my defense. So, using compounding interest, which, that is, rather than just adding up all the percentages to one total percent, okay, it's 5%, and then you get a new number, and that's times 5%, and then you get a new number, and that's times 5%, which actually is greater than 15% using compounded interest. You have to look at something like that to see, is it worth it for me to buy a 5th card Evo status, or just to level up the level as it is, or to keep it the same? And here's what I recommend, just as a general rule. If it's an SR card, okay, and then a 4th Evo SSR like Lancelot, and if the skill level is 3 or less, go ahead and try to do a proper 7-9 Evo, or better, okay? Or at least a 5-9, okay? I think personally that then it's worth it, because it does take a lot of cards and it does take a lot of money to get it to skill level 3, but it's not to the point of no return. If it's skill level 6 or higher, don't do it. Okay? Just work on your other 4 cards in your defense deck, or work on the other 5 cards or 4 cards in your attack deck. So I've spent plenty of time on that, so let's go ahead and move on. Like I said, people are looking at trying to replace their paladins because people run 5 of these. I've seen skill level 10s on these on the bazaar going for dirt cheap. My buddy Fick, he picked up a proper 4/7 skill level 7, one of these for like 30 HP on the bazaar. You know, will these cards prices eventually go back to normal? Possibly. Once these been bought out enough and people have sold them out and the market finally stabilizes, the price of these cards might eventually go back to normal. I unfortunately bought 12 of these things at 20 plus HP per, and then proper max them, and then skill level them up for what you can basically get one proper 4/7 skill level 7 for now. So, if you don't have a paladin, you're man realm, looking at getting one, now is the time to buy, okay? But, like I said, most people are looking to get rid of them. Honestly, guys, if I were you, if you have a buddy that's playing, that's a man realm, or is a god or demon realm, and is running a bunch of man cards, rather than selling it on the bazaar dirt cheap, give it to your friend, and then just have them re-gift it back to you when they no longer need it. Okay? A couple cards, which people have been replacing these with, are Queen of Hearts. Now, you can get these for next to nothing on the bazaar. I actually got a proper 4/7 one of these, skill level 3, for like 30 HP. I thought it was a really good deal at the time. It was a really good deal at the time. Chances are you can find one even cheaper now. Or you can buy 4 of these, and I think they're running for like 4 HP or less right now, and just make your own, okay? So as you can see, a 4/7 one of these is 17,000 defense. A 8/15 one of these is 17,600 defense. To be completely honest, if you have the time and the money and the resources, might as well go for 8/15. And the reason that is after looking at the select few high rare cards, guys, things get extremely expensive and very limited. Honestly, from what I've looked at, after Lancelot, you're looking at a Longus, which is decent, but the skill level lacks. And then you're looking at a Genome Arc, which with the 5th card Evo released, it's even more expensive than it was before. And even a base card still runs you about 135 to 165 per. So you're looking at least a 600, 750 card price range. And then Summoner Mimi is the next card, which from what I looked at, a proper 4/7 is around 1200 HP. And then after that, you're looking at cards like King Arthur, which the base ones are at least 300 apiece, okay? So that's why I say Queen of Hearts is a good choice for the price. It's a big boost to Man-God's defense, which I'm guessing is around an 8% boost from what I've seen and what I know of. And one of the cards that I was looking at replacing one of my Paladins with was Holy Lancer, which is big boost to defense all, which is only 8%. And I figured this card, I knew it was a rare card, and I figured that the price wouldn't be that ungodly expensive. Maybe 60, 70 HP for a proper 4/7 Evo. I was completely wrong, unfortunately. From what I've seen, people are wanting 80 HP for a base one of these, or wanting close to 160 HP for a final form one of these. Honestly, guys, you can find something better. I recommend saving your HP, and the reason that is because a 4/7 one of these is only 16,000 defense. For what the price of a Longus is, you might as well just go ahead and save your HP until you can afford a Longus rather than buying a Holy Lancer. It's just not worth it, especially since it's a big boost to defense all, rather than a big defense boost to just the man realm. Just to go ahead and finish up this video because I know it's getting a little bit long. Master Archer is a card that I've been promoting to pit in your man attack deck to replace a Claymore Maid, which, by the way, are extremely cheap. On the Bazaar system, I've seen skill level 10s going for around 92 HP or less probably now. If you don't have one of those, pick one up. Would be Master Archer. Okay, Master Archer is a big defense. Is a big attack boost to all, so it's only 8% boost, 5% less than Claymore Maid, but it's a good replacement. The step above that would be Griffin Rider, which of course is is an SSR rare. Um, it's a great boost to attack all. So unfortunately, only 2% more. Its power is around 2,000 attack more for before 7, or about 3,000 attack more for 815. But that being said, what do I recommend going ahead and spending the HP to get a Griffin Rider? I don't. And the reason is because at an SR level, it is so much more expensive than the HR level, and it's a lot harder to level up that skill level. Alright guys, so that go ahead and concludes this video. I hope it's helped you. I hope to shine some light on that 5th Evo status. Just a rumor that I've heard going around, they're going to slowly release more SR cards and SSR cards. I think Tristan is going to probably be on the next list, along with Gowan and a few other cards. Rumor went back that Lancelot was going to be released about 6 months ago, and that was right. So if anybody has a Japanese translator or has the time or the energy, I recommend getting on the Reach Bahamut Wiki Japanese site, which is usually about 6 months ahead of us. Maybe do some research and find some good investment tips. Guys, if this video has helped you, and if you have an extra device or a new player planning on joining, please use my referral code RUN26800. That gets you a free rare card, and that's the same for me, and it also gets you some rubies. Thanks a lot, guys. If you have any questions or concerns, please post them in the comment section below. I'll do my best to answer that in a timely fashion. And feel free to message me in-game at Jaybo, Jaybo785. Thanks a lot, guys. Enjoy your New Year's. Have fun and be safe.